Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bring It On. So I keep talking about looking for Pascal. Turns out, he didn't come with us to Kimura. I keep forgetting that I swapped Pascal out for Irliet before we walked into Marajai's trap. So we found all of our companions. Though we did lose a Xenos, but we gained a Xenos too. So we're net neutral on that front. And overall net positive because we gained Ulfar.
Always keep your eye on the prize. Is there money to be made?
Nothing escapes my sight.
So it looks like those Xenos checks, I assume, disappear after the Scourge event. Let's go talk to Heinrix now, and then we'll head to the arena.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Heinrix's stare seems to pass straight through you. His face is tense, almost to the point of twitching. He nods wordlessly to you. How is your recuperation progressing?
It will take some time. I can heal grievous wounds and correct disfigurement, but remake my nerve endings from scratch. Such delicate and painstaking work is beyond my capabilities. Every day with you brings new challenges.
Heinrix delivers the last part with a grim smile. What do you know about this place?
Regrettably, little. Kimura is the city of the Drukhari, the sprawling Xenos domain built in the very plexus of the webway. This is the home of their cabals, and the launch point for their raids into real space. The Xenos' most supreme leaders dwell within the shadows of this place, and this is where the Drukhari bring their bounty, as they have brought us. I would tell you more, but I can't. Not because of the prohibitions of the Inquisition, but because the information is fragmentary and unverified. Based on what we have learned here, we are in the prison of one of the arenas where the Drukhari killed their prisoners as public entertainment. These Xenos feed off pain, which means that entertainments like this are not a whim, but a necessity for these abominations. They need pain more than they need air to breathe, and so these performances must be held unceasingly, and raids to acquire new victims must continue without interruption.
How can we escape this place?
I cannot offer a ready-made escape plan, but I do know that the Drukhari are constantly vying and warring with one another. Their chiefs take pains to keep their servants from complete mutual destruction. Perhaps, if you could find a way to exploit their personal feuds, we will have the faintest chance of survival, and an opportunity to slip away.
Heinrix considers the question. Am I mistaken, or is the present company making you uncomfortable?
Do you actually want to hear what I have to say on the topic? Or was that just a polite turn of phrase that demands only an equally polite and insincere, "You are mistaken, Lord Captain"?
It's that bad, is it?
Worse.
Heinrix closes his eyes, his expression that of someone holding back a wave of harsh profanity. Then he hisses out a breath through clenched teeth.
I hope you do not need me to tell you that taking any Drukhari into your retinue is a stunt that falls somewhere between blasphemous heresy and incredible foolishness, let alone a Drukhari who has already succeeded in bringing myriad calamities down on our heads. I cannot imagine even one good reason why you should have taken this step, but I can think of plenty of bad ones, and that is what alarms and troubles me. If I may be candid, I have certain reservations about Ulfar. There's no question that he is one of the Astartes, the divine warriors of the Emperor, and his help will be invaluable in our attempts to escape Camorra. However, as legions go, the Space Wolves are extremely distinctive. I can't reveal all that I know without breaking the prohibitions of the Inquisition, but I'm asking you, be careful when dealing with the warrior.
So I'm not entirely sure if he's referencing the Wolfen Curse or just the Space Wolves being hard for the Inquisition to work with here. I'm assuming the former, but I'm guessing we'll find out. I must take my leave.
The Emperor protects.
Yeah, I guess my justification for bringing Marajai into the party was to help us escape Camorra, but I guess Ulfar is equally as valuable in that regard. We didn't need Marajai, but again, I assume that once we get back to real space, we'll have the option to hand him over to the Inquisition.
Rogue trader?
Marajai stares at you unblinkingly, observing your every move.
Do not keep me waiting too long. My weapon is tired of languishing in its sheath.
I hope he means his sword.
May Terra...
Lord Captain.
Let us raise Fenrir.
Yes?
Ajay looks at you with wary eyes. Didn't you say something about getting sloshed once we were back at the hideout? The atmosphere in the lair is one of false excitement. The faces are sour, the smiles forced. Even the bottles of booze dotted about seem to gleam with insincerity. One of those in attendance, a man whose face is cross-hatched with scars, glares at Jai with undisguised skepticism. Shireen, the spectators in the arena won't ever forget our bloody spectacle. We could have been more memorable if we tattooed our names right on their eyeballs. The Dark City trembles before us. We simply must honor the heroes of the hour. Jai's ebullient words ring out in the joyless, dank silence. The taste of dark despair in the air. Do all your celebrations taste as sweet as this? Xenos' question seems sincere, rather than mocking. He genuinely wishes to know the answer. Are we celebrating the fact that we killed several Xenos for the amusement of other Xenos? Our deeds are like a proud stallion, Shireen. Look at it from one end, and you see the proud bearing, the powerful muscles, and the fire in its eyes. And fire in its eyes. Look at it from the other end, and all you see is a horse's butt. Prefer to view this victory as a triumph of the Exalted One's warriors over those revered by the Inhumans, as the finest masters of their bloody dance. But the rear end of this horse doesn't appear when you stop looking at it. We'll all be staring at it soon enough when the witches come seeking revenge. I doubt they'll be able to figure out who butchered their favorites in the arena, and whose luck simply ran out. You think this is a time to celebrate? Not now, when, Shireen? Her eyes blazing, Jai drops her voice to a whisper. Don't you see that everyone in this place is simply waiting to die? I refuse to spend what could be the last moments of my life under this cloud of doom. She is scared, Donald. That's all. The Battle Sister's voice is sad. As if. What could ever scare the Jai Amira Fathreen Tamiri Ash Ifrit, Queen of the Cold Trade? A celebration sounds good. Let's enjoy ourselves. Brothers and sisters in arms, let's raise our glasses. May what splashes in them wash the sorrow from our souls, as clear waters wash the dirt and sand from the body of a weary traveler to whom the Exalted One has sent an oasis glittering with crystal streams. That is a sentence. Everyone raises their cups in a determined show of enthusiasm. You hear a few snippets of laughter that seem to be on the verge of turning into sobs. Jai herself flashes a dazzling smile, as genuine as the gems of an Underhive merchant. Her eyes resemble two dark pools that have frozen solid. Heinrix, one of the few whose cordial expression remains unchanged, looks at Jae with sincere sympathy. After draining his cup and noisily clearing his throat, Abelard says with studied joviality, I know one shanty that always goes down a treat at parties. He looks at the grim countenances around him and seems to lose heart. But it's only a favorite among voidsmen, I dare say. Not a good choice for present company. I feel like 3 would be more in my character's character. Bark out a command. Come on, cheer up. All of you. While everyone stares at you wide-eyed, Jae mutters, Thank you ever so much. Really brought the party spirit. Friends, comrades in arms, and those whom the Aji's harsh captivity has thrown together with us. A great wise man once said that human life is like a cruel desert, with one lifeless dune appearing after another. That is the joke the universe plays on us. But the Exalted One does not abide those who mock his children, and that is why he gifted us the water of cold springs, green grass, and the shade of sprawling-limbed trees. He who has faith in him will reach that blessed oasis, defy the world's cruelty, and today we... The marked prisoner scoffs. Listening to you leaves my ears in knots. Some kind of lady, are you? Only the great and the good refuse to recognize death when it looks them in the eye. They believe in their own luck to the very end. I'll have you know, ill fate's marked man, that I am a princess of the distant world of Jae breaks off, then with a crooked smile says, I'm no darn kind of lady. I'm a low-born rat, same as you. Rumbling, Ulfar declares a consoling tone. Among worthy warriors, valor is not measured based on the glory of our ancestors, but on our own deeds. Sure they do. If you're an angel of the Exalted One, you can ignore parentage completely. Too bad I'm not one of you. You may be low by birth, but you'll die with as much, if not more, honor than anyone here. Her cheek twitching, Jae nods to you and says with grim delight, It's true. I may have been born a lowly wretch, but even these vermin won't make me die a wretch, whining and begging for mercy. You know what? Screw the lot of you. I've seen better morale at the bottom of a half-flooded trench. If you want to harp on about how you'll all be killed soon, fill your boots. Me, I'd rather go and kill someone else. Okay, well I can't move, so I'm going to quick save and quick load. See if I can fix that.
Let us
Double check with all of our companions, and then head to the arena.
Lord Cap.
Mate.
Rogue trader, do not...
Alright, not sure what happened to Jae. I was afraid that we couldn't take her with us. We're down a Grand Strategist. You find Jae surrounded by 3 strangers who may as well have had bad news scrawled across their foreheads. The thuggish men exchange nasty grins as they cluster around her. You're not going to hurt a defenseless girl, are you? Jae's voice sounds strangely conciliatory. We'll hurt you alright, but you'll like it. The ringleader gives her a lecherous wink. Draw your weapon. Time to clear some of the dirt off the streets of Kimura. The trio turns their gazes to you. Big mistake. A lightning-fast attack blows off half of the thug ringleader's skull before he can let out so much as a squeak. The other 2 goggle at Jae in shock, who's pointing her weapon at one of the 2. She blandly repeats her question. You're not going to hurt a defenseless girl, are you? No, of course not. We'll probably just go... The second thug's head explodes. Jae now looks at the final man, as calmly and coolly as before. What's it gonna be, big man? You're not gonna hurt a defenseless girl, are you? The last falls trembling to his knees. Please, don't does not get the chance to finish. Jae silently stands over the 3 bodies, her expression unwavering. Her lips are pressed tightly together. Who were they? Just some ash mags looking for easy prey. They didn't find it. Are you alright? Jae's cold gaze cuts to you. No, Donald. I'm not bloody alright. We've landed in the worst-smelling hellhole in the universe. This place isn't just threatening our lives, it's gutting our souls. And for the first time in years, and I mean bloody years, I've lost all hope. Jae's voice is hard, and her eyes are black pools of ice. But cracks are forming. You can hear the whispers of terror that break through to the surface. You know I don't give a crap about a bloody party, right? But that scissor-fingered creep hasn't just mutilated my body. He's mutilated the life I've spent so long building. Years of games, deceit, and subterfuge. I'm telling myself that I do deserve more than a squalid death in the gutter. And he went and disemboweled it and turned everything inside out in a couple of hours. Without that life, who am I? What do I look like to people? Back to being scum, only entitled to scraps. I've lost my golden mask, and without it, life is the same old crap as before. To me, you will always be a princess of Ifrit. O'Donnell, you don't need to say that Grox crap to me. I'm not a sniveling kid that needs comforting. You know, everyone knows. Even I know. But I almost managed to forget. Topic's closed. I'll adapt. Pick up the pieces of my mask and stick them back together again. But it won't fool you anymore. You have to come to terms with that. You made short work of them. The 19th Ifrit Regiment doesn't put up with weaklings. Forgive me for that sorry display back there. Bloody awful idea. I need you in my party. Fight at my side. Sir, yes, sir. Jae Haidari standing ready for orders. So I'm curious if I mishandled some of those dialogue options. It's also possible there was just no making her happy in this situation.
I always have a backup plan. I always keep my options open.
An unfamiliar monster, even more terrifying than the previous one of the homunculus' servants, bars your way. Its voice is as dry as death itself. Master Tavanti has sent me. Master wishes for you to send Kaikros on a swift journey to She Who Thirsts. That should be hyphenated. I do not expect a fair fight. This is your execution. However, Kaikros is incapable of adequately assessing whatever she fails to comprehend. Excuse me. And therefore you stand a chance, albeit a negligible one. Should you survive, do not return here. The witches will seek revenge, which is why the Master has already left the chasm and found new patrons. He suggests you do the same. So says the Master. The monotony and accuracy with which the monster repeats Cervantes' words reminds you of the way servitors communicate. Will you go to your Master now? The Master doesn't need me anymore. I'll go kill someone, get their pieces, and make myself stronger. See, I don't like saying the pleasure of killing you. But yeah, say nothing and turn away from the monster. I could have put him down, but... Again, I don't like it saying the pleasure of killing him. Which I guess, taking pleasure in killing the enemies of humanity. And I like my character viewing that more as just a grim task he has to do. Thirsters, do you want to witness a great legend as ancient as Camorra itself? I give it to you now. Called the Tale of Sir Leo the Exile, the succubus dethroned. Sir Leo was a mighty warrior of her cult, renowned and deadly. Her dance of battle was an entrancing perfection of terror. But then a time came when an audacious apprentice supplanted Sir Leo, turned her servants against her, and drove her out of the Dark City. She wandered the Webway's savage wilds and slew scores of their terrible horrors as she fought for her life. In the legend, she slew them all and pressed onward, but our story will be shorter. Kill.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury!
Don't let your guard down.
I'll have the Locust talent. I just realized. Okay.
I can do that.
Pascal
With
had
the
it.
right
I didn't want to
incentive.
overlap abilities, but now that Pascal's not going to be in the party, I do need to give that to her. She has that one piece of equipment that gives her 20 intelligence and fellowship.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. This is why I was chosen. As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it.
Shabby. We'll pull her back, of course.
Doubt is for the weak.
Mere pain won't stop me. I'll brush this off.
Ouchies.
I won't object to it. I need a foothold. But of course, Lord Captain. I'll see our foes obliterated. Naturally.
I'll make it happen.
The fame-hungry come. Feel the icy bite of death! My hand is thunder! My strike is ruin! I hunger for battle. I will carve runes out of your bones!
Fantastic.
The Inquisition sends their regards. For the throne.
Even the monsters in the obscure sectors of the webway feared her and fled out of sight. Terleo's exile continued in solitude until the great faceless swordsman barred her way. He wished to test her.
For us and the Allfather!
Slith military artist. I think War Master's stance is new, right? And combat interception. Grants this creature an extra turn and an attack after each playable character's turn. The War Master's stance, this creature changes its combat tactics depending on whether there are enemies in a 2-cell radius around it. Interesting.
It's as good as done.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
So we're in the same combat. Fair enough.
You've got a problem, I've got a prize. Tell me, and it is done. This is unacceptable. Don't get too cocky.
Well, there's a lot of turns, but he got nothing out of it.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands. For you, my Emperor! I'll do it.
So it looks like the burning isn't actually doing anything. Bested by Sir Lael's hand, the swordsman knelt and recognized her skill. He is no mere mortal, but the god's creation with respect for all things flawless. As a reward for her victory, he offered Sir Lael a gift, the way to a place where she could claim her vengeance. In a forgotten fragment of the webway, he found a lair guarded by an ancient beast of immeasurable flesh. Sir Lael delivered blow upon blow, and yet her strikes could not diminish the creature's body or mute its roar. Roar, roar, rip, rip.
I'll see to it personally.
Am I getting paid for this? I can do that, with the right incentive.
Let's see how this goes. Blind him first.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
What is his name? A perfect specimen. Deadly stimulants. This creature loses wounds per turn for each level of Chemical Frenzy. Chemical Frenzy. This creature becomes stronger for every 25% of wounds it loses. Deadly stimulants. Rejects a creature with a dangerous substance that makes it lose wounds each turn. And the rest of that we've seen. I'd rather use pistols here.
Tell me, and it is done. I will endure.
Ouchies. Hang in there, Argenta.
I won't object to it. Get me a target.
I'm supposed to charge in here. Oh, well, it's fine.
Let's see to it.
Only 70% chance to hit. Let's just use this too.
I won't object to
That's
it.
okay.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones. It will be done.
Wolves raid!
I can't actually fit right there. Well, darn.
See how the wolf succeeds! I have become the All-Father's worthy instrument!
Nothing stands against me.
I'll make it happen.
I feel the power surging.
There we go. I think we just leveled up too. The beast of immeasurable flesh fell. The infinitude of its being was no match for the needle of Sir Leo's focused will. She ran the beast through, pierced its heart, and ripped it free. That heart was the black crystal of Sika, the bestower of power. Sika or Seika? With Sika in hand, Sir Leo returned to Kimura and brought down those who had served and later betrayed her. She came to the threshold of her arena and shouted the name of her apprentice, the one who had once dethroned her. And hear her the apprentice did. The succubus and Astoria answered the challenge and descended the steps toward her. And killed her. Took Sika, the bestower of power, from her cold hand.
You dare cross an agent of
Alright,
the
things got a little bit more
throne.
exciting. There's Kakeros, 912 health. What do you do? Carmine Dancer. Grants 50% critical damage and +5 to agility. Dirty Trick. Kakeros performs a melee attack that deals -50% damage. If the target fails a toughness resistance test, its AP and MP are reduced by -2 for 1 round. By Right of Strength. Once per combat, when Kakeros loses more than 50% wounds, she attacks a creature and restores wounds equal to the damage she dealt. If the target passes a toughness resistance test, Kakeros does mental damage to the target equal to 50% of the target's maximum wounds. If they pass it, if the target fails the test, Kakeros deals mental damage to the target equal to 90% of the target's maximum wounds, and the target gains the Dirty Trick negative effect. Holy, that's a lot of damage. This is my show. When Kakeros has no remaining allies, she gains +10% critical hit chance, +2 MP, and the ability to attack twice per turn. Also, she gains temporary wounds equal to 50% of her maximum wounds. Then Hekatari Serration. Tell me what that does. Agonist Pain Engine. A Shadow Protection. It grants Shadow Protection to Kakeros for 1 round, which allows her to avoid damage from the next attack or attack ability of her enemy. Ray of Degradation. Shoots a ray dealing fire damage. On hit, the target must pass a toughness resistance test. If passed, the target suffers from 20 to 32 damage. If failed, the target suffers from 36 to 48 damage and suffers the flesh degradation negative effect for 3 rounds. Alright, Pain Fury. When the Cathonos pain engine's wounds are reduced... I've seen that before. I'll have to read that again. Alright. I'm going to use the same positioning as I've been doing.
I can do that with the right incentive. A moving target lives longer.
Let's put Argenta into a dangerous position.
I'll do it.
We probably could position a little better. Back, let's go and do that.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone. Faith without deeds.
I guess go next anyway, so this is a really good spot for her. Oh no, Ulfar goes next.
So...
Oh, well, fine.
Your last stroke of luck.
I'll return the pain tenfold.
If you say so.
For the throne's glory. I won't object.
Now all this dodging they're doing.
Too bad I never lived that on pain.
Thirst for your torment.
Some decent
Malice
reach. 2
drives
tiles away.
me.
Doubt is for the weak.
You call this a strike?
Two enemies here. Let's give her
I
another
am
attack.
his will made manifest.
Reposition. Hit my own allies. Let's be a little careful about that.
I'll do it.
I'll do that, because that's gonna... Yeah, I think they were in the frontline zone.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Then run and gun.
Vengeance will be swift.
Can't stand inside Ulfar.
Victory is imminent. I'm not interested.
You will pay for this in blood.
You say so.
Indeed.
Whole extra turn.
Your skill is lacking.
At your beck and call. Target well struck.
I'll show you the real pain.
Are you taunted yet?
I will do my duty.
Are you taunted yet? Finally parried me.
Who, if not me? On it. I'll see to it personally.
Naturally.
Oh, forgot about that guy.
Let them tremble.
You've got a problem. I've got a prize. Am I getting paid for this? Don't get too cocky.
I refuse. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. This is why I was chosen.
Well, so far so good.
That had better be
Oh,
ineptitude,
sorry.
not malice.
Wanna see
Alright,
it here?
Heinrix. Take care of business for me if you don't mind.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Oops, I misclicked.
For the throne's glory. Nothing stands
I'll
against me.
return the pain tenfold.
Let's see to it. The Inquisition sends their regards.
This battlefield air is good for my lungs.
Cubs!
Your skill is lacking.
None can do this better than a warrior of the All-Father! So it's
I will not submit.
Fool's Reign! My hand is thunder!
I get some more work put in.
My strike is ruin!
Big attacks to take care of this guy.
Naturally.
340 damage, you know, no big deal.
Faith without deeds is...
Nice. Yo, Kekaros, the arena is outraged. With me, my merchant vagabond, make haste. The fog of frenzy something. I want my loot. So, we'll take a second. Blood Blight Hex Rifle. Should be an upgrade for Jae, I assume. Sharpened Venom Blade. Put these in the cargo real quick. Ghost plate armor, we'll hold on to that.
Keep your wits about you.
Alright, I think I'm gonna call it here. Let's give Jae her new weapon real quick, or at least compare it. So 18 to 28. 22 to 30. Yeah, we'll give her that instead. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we'll make our great escape with Nocturne, whose dialogue was what? With me, my merchant vagabond, make haste. The fog of frenzy's end will come ere long. Okay. So this fog is making all the enemies attack each other. Fair enough. Alright, gonna call it here. Next time we'll follow Nocturne. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.